sexual harassment and assault that we just aren't educating our high school age students on, or even college age.
Missouri schools might be required to teach high school students about sexual harassment. Lawmakers are hearing a bill right now that would allow teachers to talk about consent and sexual violence. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jim Reek.
And I'm Emily Spain. KOMU 8's Lydia Nussbaum is at the state capitol to tell us why the bill was created.
Currently, public schools are not required to teach sexual education, but one bill would require them to talk about sexual harassment with the hope of preventing it in the future.
I wish I knew where the line was. I wish I knew when this applied, if alcohol is involved. I wish I knew, in high school that the only way to sexually assault someone wasn't rape.
These are some of the things Chelsea Spence would hear from her friends at college, and it inspired her and others to help create a bill hoping to prevent assault.
There's a lot of different kinds of sexual harassment and assault that we just aren't educating our high school age students on, or even college age.
Spence is the legislative director for the Associated Students of the University of Missouri, a student lobbyist group. Currently, Missouri schools that teach sexual education are required to teach students 8 guidelines, including topics like abstinence, sexually transmitted diseases, and the dangers of sexual predators. The lobbyist group helped write a bill that would require adding another guideline for schools to teach the meaning of consent, sexual violence, and sexual harassment.
So beginning to have these conversations early and often is really one of the best ways that we can prevent sexual harassment, sexual violence of any kind from happening.
Parents can choose not to have their kids participate in these conversations.
The bill has bipartisan support from over 20 House lawmakers. Now, we asked our viewers on Facebook what they thought about schools teaching sexual harassment in class, and what we heard was a variety of different reactions. Some people saying, yes, we think it's good that schools are teaching about sexual harassment. Other people saying, as long as the parents know fully what is happening and what they're being taught, they also want parents to step in and teach their children about sexual harassment. Reporting live at the state capitol, Lydia Nussbaum, KOMU 8 News.
New discussions today on a DACA deal with less than a month to reach an agreement. President Trump suspended the Obama-era immigration program in September. That gave lawmakers until March 5th to come up with a replacement. The president proposed giving 1.8 million young, undocumented immigrants a path to citizenship in exchange for a $25 billion border wall. Senate leaders on both sides say they've made significant progress.
80% of Americans, a majority of Democrats, Independents, and Republicans, all support allowing the Dreamers to stay here and become American citizens. And we have an opportunity to improve border security as well.
Yesterday, a number of my colleagues announced a reasonable proposal that I believe is our best chance to actually make a law.
Earlier, the president tweeted about a potential DACA deal, emphasizing the importance of a permanent solution. The president said Republicans want to make a deal, and Democrats say they want to make a deal. Wouldn't it be great if we could finally, after so many years, solve the DACA puzzle? This will be our last chance. There will never be another opportunity. March 5th.
The FBI director says the White House's timeline on when it learned of allegations against former aide Rob Porter is inaccurate. Chris Wray testified today the FBI repeatedly briefed the White House on its Porter investigation last year. Wray says the full report was completed in July. White House press secretaries told reporters this week the investigation was still ongoing and no specifics had been provided. The ex-wife of former White House speechwriter David Sorensen is speaking out about his alleged domestic abuse. Jessica Corbett first came forward with the allegations last week. Today she responded to President Trump's claim that Sorensen had not received due process. Corbett says all she did was tell the truth and that the FBI contacted her last year. She also described some of the emotional and physical abuse she suffered.
He has thrown me into a wall. He has put a cigarette out of my hand. He has left me stranded in countless airports, cut off my credit cards in the middle of the night, drained my bank account, told me I can't come home or that I would be homeless.
David Sorensen denies all allegations. The government's top intelligence officials told a Senate panel Russia intends to interfere with America's 2018 midterm elections. They say Russia views its 2016 campaign interference as successful and will be back at it again later this year. They say a lot of Russian propaganda is done by social media, posted by robots. The FBI says it has not received specific instructions from the president to counter that threat.
As Columbia ends a cold snap, Columbia apartment tenants say their utility bills for the month are hot, too hot. KOMU 8's Dallas Parker joins us now in the studio to explain the concerns.
I met with a few residents of Aspen Heights, both past and present, and they all had one thing in common. They couldn't figure out why their utility bills were so expensive. Tanaya Gary has lived in Aspen Heights for 4 years now, and the first 2 years, Gary says, were fine. Then Aspen got rid of its utility cap for residents. She says she lives alone, and her bill is more than $200 for the month.
I was asking Aspen Heights, why is my bill over $200? And they responded by giving me the runaround. And when I asked for a meter reading, they didn't send anyone out, and they didn't respond to my issues. We called corporate. They didn't respond, and it's very frustrating as a resident and a loyal customer for these people, for them not to take care of us.
We also reached out to Aspen Heights. Their corporate office said they would send us a statement, but we have yet to receive one. Reporting in the studio, Dallas Parker, KOMU 8 News.
A new city survey shows about half of Columbia residents say they are dissatisfied with police services. Satisfaction with response times and crime prevention has steadily decreased for more than a decade, but public safety is still ranked as the most important service provided by the city. The Police Officers Association says the dissatisfaction stems from a lack of funding for more officers, but a city official says gathering tax revenue for something is a challenge in itself.
Well, if the citizens are telling you, city council and city manager, if the citizens are telling you, my number one priority is public safety, then why aren't you treating it as a number one priority when you do the budget?
People are not inclined to support higher taxes unless they really believe you can deliver what you say you can.
Only 36% of residents say they would be very likely to support a higher tax.
He needs to take those feelings and go somewhere else with those because he can't manage our city.
Last week, we spoke to people who are angry with Columbia's city manager over comments he made at a diversity breakfast last month. Today, Mike Mathis is breaking his silence after a group of people called for his resignation. KOMU 8's Kyrian Lee is in the newsroom with this KOMU 8 News exclusive.
I spoke with Mathis earlier today, and he said it has not impacted him negatively as a city leader, and he said it overall has been very positive support. Mathis said he's going to continue to talk about bias, but plans to get educated about the topic. Since then, he has spoken to people in favor of his resignation and said the conversations have been rewarding. Mathis said his presentation last month about race and bias definitely created a conversation, and he says that's a good thing.
We have to admit it. Have the courage to admit we have a stereotype. I believe we do. I believe we're all raised a certain way, and we view the world through that lens. And so we just naturally have assumptions we make.
When I asked Mathis if he believes that racism is alive and well in Columbia, he says he sees it every day, which makes the conversation about race and bias important. In the newsroom, Kyrian Lee, KOMU 8 News.
Well, it finally warmed up a bit out there today, and Tim says it's going to get even warmer. Maybe a sneak peek of spring, Tim.
Yeah, possibly. It certainly will feel that way probably by tomorrow, and going to add that spring cool morning feel earlier this morning, too. The 24-hour temperature change compared to yesterday, we're about 12 degrees warmer in a few spots, even warmer to our west. In a lot of areas, we're well into the 40s. Right now, we're at 44 in Columbia. Got as high as 46 this afternoon. Some areas down to our south and southwest did push 50 for a brief time, and well, that even had to fight some cloud cover, too. Eventually, some more clouds will start to build in this evening, and I think that we could even see a spot sprinkle south of I-70 late tonight. Your evening planner looks dry, though. A little chilly. Keep that jacket handy. 41, the temperature at 7 o'clock, dropping into the mid to upper 30s tonight. Not a big cool down, and I think we stay in the upper 30s tonight with that spot chance for a few spot sprinkles in there, too. It will be warmer over the next couple of days, and we have another chance for rain in there. We'll be talking about that coming up here in just a couple of minutes.
New state health rankings show Missouri is falling behind where the Show Me State ranks on a wellness index.
Plus a new academic partnership, what Mid-Missouri students are saying about it.
But first, how about a live look over the Lake of the Ozarks? Your time is 5:09. This is KOMU 8 News, First at 5 coverage you can count on.
All right, welcome back. This is a look over Rocheport. Not all of the ice is gone just yet. Even though we are in the 40s today, there's still a little ice jam in the Missouri River out near Rocheport, but eventually those temperatures continue to warm, and throughout all of the Midwest, it continues to get that way too. It's currently 44 over at Columbia Regional Airport, mostly sunny skies. It's dry outside, though. Relative humidity is at 51%, and that south wind will keep us a little chilly into this evening if you are headed to that Mizzou basketball game here, which starts in a little under an hour. Keep that jacket handy. You're going to need it this evening. Temperatures here throughout the state, though, are fairly comfortable, especially for mid-February. It's 44 currently in Columbia, 46 in Jefferson City, and at the Lake of the Ozarks, low 40s to upper 30s over parts of northeastern Missouri. And it'll stay that way here for a lot of us here into the evening. But a big warm-up is expected again tomorrow. I think a lot of us are near 60 degrees. We're going to have to fight through a lot of clouds, but most areas should get close to 60 tomorrow afternoon. And then on Thursday, even warmer than that, a lot of areas may be close to 70 south of the Missouri River on Thursday afternoon. And I think we're at least in the upper 60s here in Columbia, mid to low 60s for northern Missouri on Thursday. Precipcast has more clouds moving in, though, and unfortunately, it's going to stay that way here for the next couple of hours. Spot chance for rain along I-44 tonight through tomorrow morning. Not a great opportunity here for that in Columbia or Jefferson City. In northern Missouri, will stay mainly dry, but those clouds are going to stick with us for a lot of tomorrow afternoon. So it'll be mostly cloudy. Then we'll get another wave of that moisture into Thursday morning. This is all ahead of a cold front. Spot chance for rain in the morning, the afternoon, and into the evening. Looks like that cold front gets a little bit closer. By about 7 o'clock in the evening is when that front starts to move through central Missouri. Out ahead of that is where the rain should mainly be at, and that'll be mainly into southern Missouri for that rain opportunity. That's really the basis of this forecast, is looking at some opportunities for rain south of I-70, both late tonight through early tomorrow morning, and then a better chance for Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening. We could even see a couple of flurries into Friday morning, too. Rain opportunities don't look great. Those rain estimates are going to be best over parts of southeastern Missouri. We could get up to 1/10 of an inch of rain, though, here in central Missouri, but the bulk of the rainfall is going to be well down south and east of us toward the boot heel of Missouri. A look at our forecast here over the next 24 hours. Tonight, down to 36 degrees with a south breeze at 5 to 10 miles per hour. It'll be mostly cloudy with that chance for a few sprinkles south of I-70 tonight. Otherwise, into tomorrow, warmer, breezy. It's a warmer Valentine's Day with a high of 60 degrees. Your forecast over the next couple of days looks even better than that, too. We're up to 60 on Wednesday, 68 on Thursday. 35 then on Friday, and overall not as cold even into the weekend. Highs only near 49 to 56.
Tim, thank you very much. A new program to make academic goals more manageable here in mid-Missouri. That's coming up after the break. A Mid-Missouri partnership could lead to more children getting a jump start on college. KOMU8's Kristen Harris is here in the studio to tell us why students say it's a better plan than what they're used to.
The Columbia Area Career Center is partnering with Moberly Area Community College to provide the practical nursing, surgical technology, welding, and certified nursing assistant programs. It will also help students come into college with credit.
The bachelor's in science of nursing.
Nursing degree, get my RN, and then eventually get my doctorate in nursing.
Big dreams now put into reach.
For a long time, we've had an adult nursing program and an adult surge tech program. But as times have changed, more and more demand is for those to be degree-bearing programs.
I've kind of always thought I wanted to go into nursing, but this program has given me that hands-on experience, with the residents at the nursing home that we go to. And just kind of really helped me know for sure that nursing is what I want to do.
The partnership will also allow high school students in the healthcare professional program at the Career Center to take anatomy and physiology as dual credit for free. Students say the program has other perks.
A regular high school science class wouldn't give you the experience.
And that it's more realistic.
I really like getting to go to the nursing home and getting that hands-on experience.
The students get experience by working in a nursing home and with mannequins.
Well, one thing that's becoming very popular in allied health profession training is the simulation labs. Mannequins are doing almost everything that humans do, but it's in a safer, more protected environment for students.
CPS operates the Career Center that is open to students kindergarten through 12th grade, homeschooled, and students outside of the district. The center also provides classes for adults. In the studio, Kristen Harris, KOMU 8 News.
A new device may change the way concussions are evaluated.
Ahead tonight, my conversations with America's newest Golden Girl, Chloe Kim, and Shaun White, as he's about to go for gold in prime time. And America under attack, the stark warning from the nation's intelligence chiefs. But is the government acting on them? On NBC Nightly News.
Welcome back in your health news. A new study shows South Dakota is the healthiest state in the U.S. That's according to the latest Gallup poll that ranks states on a well-being index. Residents in high-ranking states tend to have good health, feel safe in their communities, and manage their finances well. Missouri ranked 39th, down 3 spots from a year ago. The state ranked in the middle of the pack for stress factors, but poorly in physical health issues. A new government report says about 8% of Americans are depressed, and women are more likely than men to be depressed, according to the National Center for Health Statistics. The report also found racial disparities. Blacks, whites, and Hispanics have a higher prevalence of depression than Asian adults. The condition is also more common among lower income levels. And speaking of mental health, scientists in Texas have developed new technology that could change the way we protect athletes from serious head injuries. The tool could help diagnose a possible concussion on the sidelines and help doctors decide whether a player is really okay to get back into the game. The device is not available just yet, but it should be on the market this fall. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and if you don't know what to get your significant other, try chocolate. It's not only a romantic gift, but it also has health benefits. A new study says as little as 1/4 of an ounce of chocolate a day can lower the risk of experiencing a heart attack or stroke. The study says if you're looking for a healthy chocolate, dark chocolate is the way to go.
The final check of your forecast coming up next. Missouri lawmakers are hearing a bill right now that would allow teachers to talk about consent and sexual violence. KOMU 8's Lydia Nussbaum is live at the Capitol with a recap of our top story.
Currently, public schools are not required to teach sexual education, but if they do, one bill would require them to talk about sexual harassment with the hope of preventing it in the future. Now, there is a bill out there with bipartisan support. Over 20 House lawmakers, both Republicans and Democrats, supporting this. It would not apply to schools who do not have a sexual education program, and parents can choose to opt out of this and not let their children participate in these conversations if they would like. Reporting live at the state capitol, Lydia Nussbaum, KOMU 8 News.
Coming up on KOMU 8 News at 6, City Manager Mike Mathis speaks exclusively to KOMU 8 about the diversity breakfast comments he made.
And Jefferson City announced who will be the principal of that brand new high school. We'll see you tonight at 6. Tim.
In your forecast for this evening, it's going to be a little chilly. You'll need a jacket if you're headed out. Skies will remain partly to mostly cloudy through the evening and overnight hours. Spot chance for rain by tomorrow morning, too. In their evening forecast, I should say, we'll be back into the mid to upper 30s. And then for tomorrow and for Thursday, we're as high as 68 degrees by Thursday afternoon.
Unseasonably warm for Valentine's Day.
I will take it.
That's our time for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you at 6.
On air, online, on Facebook, on Twitter, on the News app, and the Weather app. KOMU 8 News.